Let's talk about basic formats of an article on Medium. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Robert Ralph, freelance writer and content creator. Today I wanted to talk about basic format rules and guidelines on medium.com. Firstly, what I will say is when you join Medium, there are lots and lots of different publications. If you wish to, you can write for, most of which have an application process. I have two publications, New Writers Welcome, and my second publication is What Is Love to You. New Writers Welcome have a application process, and I will link that in the description below. Whereas What Is Love for You, you simply just have to request to become a writer. So that one's nice and simple to join. Most publications have some type of submission rules, so make sure when you go and find the publication you wish to write for, you click on the submission rules and read what they are looking for as part of their basic format. Today, what I'm going to do is list the basic format that I have on the submission rules for my two publications, and hopefully this will help you if you're a new writer on medium.com. The first one is simple. It is write a title. Do not underestimate the power of an amazing title. Titles are what readers first look at, possibly along with your picture, and decide whether to click on your article and read it. So it is worth spending a lot of time on the actual title of the article you're writing. You need to be quite clever to be able to draw a reader in, but what you don't want to do is say something that's completely inaccurate or not related to the content of your story at all. It is and can be a bit of a minefield. There are websites out there that if you put a title in, they will change that title to try and attract more people to click on your article. I will link some of those below because I definitely think it's worth you checking them out. It can make a massive difference on the amount of people that click on and read. And after all, we get paid for reads on Medium, so it's definitely worth investing some time making sure you have a very strong title to draw that reader in. The second would be a subtitle. So not every publication insists on this, but it's something that I like to have, and it's part of our submission guidelines. Let's say you have a title of My Top 10 Tips to Getting a Tan This Summer. And your subtitle could be something along the lines of Look out for number 5, it's not conventional. I'm making things up on the spot here, but effectively, what is the one thing that most people would do? They would definitely read down to at least number 5 to find out why number 5 is so elusive, why number 5 is the one that you recommend, why number 5 is better than the other 9 that you've put in. Again, providing your content is all about having a fantastic tan for the summer, that title will be absolutely fine. And you will get some people that really, really like that sort of thing. I'm in sunny Wales, or not so sunny Wales, so I don't tend to tan that well. It's not something that I would maybe particularly look at, but I'm sure there are plenty of image conscious people out there that would love that type of title. You know what? I might even use it myself now. So yeah, subtitle would be the next thing. Number 3, of course, would be the picture. This has to really, really invite your potential reader in. So let's stick with having a fantastic tan for the summer. It may be worth having, a couple of guys in a pair of shorts on a beach, or possibly a lady in a costume, maybe. It'd be great to show some tan lines, or you could turn the other way and do something really funny and possibly put somebody who's been really, really burnt from the sun and lots of white marks all over their body. I don't know, something along those lines. Something to entice people in. The picture has to be relevant to the title and the subtitle, is what I'm basically trying to say. For example, you wouldn't put a picture of lots of money on a title about tanning because it wouldn't be relevant. So you kind of get where I'm going with this. A picture is very, very important. If it's an inviting picture, if it's a picture that interests people, it's another reason they may end up clicking on your article to read the content that you've written. Following on from that, one of the formats that we like is to make sure that people have an induction to their article. This doesn't have to be long by any stretch of the imagination, but if you just simply add a paragraph at the top, just explain about what the article's about, or, as I like to do, pose the question. For example, we'll go on the tanning lines again. Are you somebody who can never tan no matter how much you try? Are you the person that goes pink, peels and goes back to your original colour? Or can you get a nice golden tan like X, Y and Z person in the picture above? Something like that. You're basically asking questions that may be relatable to some users, and if they're again interested in that, they're going to read down below, because at the end of your introduction you're going to put something along the lines of, carry on reading to find out my top 10 tips of how you can get golden this summer. So yeah, definitely writing an introduction can be a good way of including the reader in the article you're writing, and perhaps get them thinking a little bit more about the content that you're going to write about, or they're going to read. The fifth part, of course, is the magic part. It's all about the content. Now, if you're going to write about tanning, I don't know how we got onto that subject, but we did today, then what I would suggest in this type of area of writing, you'd probably try and establish some facts first. And it is always worth linking where you got those facts from, unless you're an expert in that particular field yourself. Now, I'm not a particular expert, so I would definitely be doing some Google research and find out the best ways of tanning where it's not creating any harm to the end user. Again, with me doing this content today on YouTube, I'm not a professional in tanning. So you need to make sure you get the correct advice and apply the appropriate lotion to protect yourself. But definitely the content is key here. You know, if you're writing a serious article, you will back up what you're saying with facts. There's no harm in giving your tips, providing you're letting the reader know that you're not professional in this field. But yeah, certainly the content is obviously a vital part, and if people like the sort of stuff that you're writing, they're definitely going to come back and see some more of your work. And the sixth part of the format really is to conclude. You can do this in a couple of different ways. A call to action, so leaving some instruction of what people can do if they want to follow your hints and tips, possibly concluding with something that happened to you in your life, or thirdly, possibly asking questions. You know, do you have further tips for tanning, or something along those lines? So just concluding, wrapping things up so the article actually looks finished. You'd be amazed with some of the articles that I've read that actually were very, very good, but there was no conclusion, and it kind of felt a bit limp at the end. It's like, great article, but there's no kind of ending to this. Left a bit in limbo. Even if there was, come back next week for part 2, I might come back next week for part 2. At least I know there's some type of conclusion. It's just not now, it's next week. So definitely write a conclusion at the end to just summarise what you've written about, ask some questions, you know, call to actions, let the reader know what they can do to get that golden tan if we're going to stay on that subject. So yeah, they're my 6 tips to formatting, and hopefully this has been very, very helpful. If so, give me a like and a thumbs up. It's always nice to do so. Leave a comment and I will try and, well, not try, I will respond to you. I'm that kind of guy. I respond to every single comment, good or bad. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.